Hey everyone, my name is Veronica, and my story of choice is The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe, and choice of character is Montresor. Let us begin. Good evening, I am Sir Montresor of the Montresor family. I am here to speak of the revenge I sought after Fortunato. I was successful, and while I feel complete after having done so, I have this now strange feeling as if though I am losing my sanity. When I first met Fortunato, I thought he was an exquisite gentleman, well-rounded in the arts and history, and he was a connoisseur of the fine wines. So he thought he was. We had become great friends until I found out of his deceitfulness. Despite having known this, I continued our acquaintance. He would act as if all is fine and come to my palace to drink and share laughs, since my family stores all fine wines in the vault. I would begin to see how rude he was and how he would spoil my family's name. There came a time where I could bear no longer the pain and hurt that Fortunato has brought me. Therefore, I decided to seek my revenge. We had another acquaintance, Lucrezi, who was an honest gentleman. He rarely joined us, as he was already aware of Fortunato's character and did not favor him. When he would come, he would be awfully silent, and the few words he spoke would only be directed towards me. He was the one who warned me about Fortunato's dishonesty, and once he told me he no longer spent time with us. I wish I had not ignored Lucrezi's warning, as I would not have tormented myself and quietly dealt with the lashes sprung at me and my family by Fortunato. After some time, I have decided to seek revenge. I have second-guessed myself, contemplated, and sought different forms of revenge. I felt as if I was becoming crazy, but now I truly am crazy after having killed Fortunato. I decided to do a brilliant scheme so he would know it is me, Montresor, who has sought revenge, and that he knows what he is paying for. Being that he loves fine wines and that my family does not frequent the vaults, I decided to chain him against the wall behind a rock pile where my ancestors tormented any of those who had betrayed them. I lured him in by offering him a taste of the Amontillado we had, which is a lie because we did not have any Amontillado. Once I chained him and covered the entrance back up, I made my way back into the palace, where his cries for help could no longer be heard. I have been hurt and fooled in the past, but I'm not sure why I feel such betrayal from Fortunato. Maybe it is because of how I felt so close to him. The life he lived was very lavish, one that I envy. My family's name was held to a high honor, and we live a wonderful life as well, but it is not that equivalence of Fortunato in his family name. For him to spoil his own name by having such a terrible character left a very sour taste in my mouth. My sanity is now what is driving me to extremes. I have this desire to sort of want to torment more people and have them pay for their wrongdoings. A vigilante I may be called in that case, but it is now a strong force within me. I have not discussed of this with anyone I am close with or acquainted with, for I fear they will look down upon me and turn me into the officials where I would have been incarcerated. Granted, this would occur if they knew of my revenge towards Fortunato, and more so if I were to commit crimes to more people. A part of me wants to believe that it is in my family's genetics and part of our secrecy to commit heinous crimes to those deserving of it. For what other reason would there be chains on the walls of our vaults? Tucked away far beneath the surface of our palace is where the entrance to the vaults are located, which are restricted and supervised. After I had completed my revenge, I went to our family's library to see if I could find some sort of history and evidence of my family's torturing others. It would probably help my sanity to know it is not something that I am dealing or one that I am experiencing, but rather something that is of the Montresor family secret. I began speaking to Lucrezi again, and we both became very close. He was glad to notice that Fortunato was no longer around, though he found it suspicious for him to disappear without explanation. I played along as if I hadn't known either, and I explained to Lucrezi that our friendship between Fortunato and I had dwindled over a short period of time before his disappearance, so as to clear me of any suspicions. What I did find interesting that Lucrezi said, though, is that he sort of wished he had done something to seek his own revenge towards Fortunato, since he was able to disappear without question. For just a moment there, I was tempted to tell Lucrezi what I had done, but it would be too risky. Lucrezi might have thought of it, but he probably would have committed to the crime, as there was a chance of getting caught. Where would Lucrezi hide the body anyways? It's not like his family had a vault of his own that only had limited access. Oh well, where there is a will, there is a way, I suppose. For as long as I kept this a secret and find out the truth about the Montresor family torturing, if there is any, I think I will wallow and suffer within this anxiety silently, since I cannot allow anyone to know of this. I hope the pressure does not build up inside of me, though, as I fear I may reveal the truth of it being me, Montresor, who has murdered Fortunato. I wonder, though, what would truly happen if I were to be caught? If that were to happen, I would attempt fleeing the palace and go as far as I can go. With that said, I leave it to you to not spoil my secret. Until next time.